touching on the top prop bets in NBA today. Number 10 is going to be Jakob Poeltl over 1.5 blocks and steals. We can see he has been able to do that 4 of the last 5 games. And really the biggest worry with the Spurs today is that they're projected to get blown out. Boston is favored to win by 13 points. So this is not as much of a guarantee because of that, okay? But at the same time, he could easily get this in the first half. And he has already been someone that hasn't really been getting that many minutes lately, and he's still been able to do that for the last 5 games. So that is my 10th favorite prop bet. Let's get into my 9th favorite. All right, so looking at Derek White, I'm going to be sticking with that, going with the blocks and steals over 1.5. We've been seeing that he's been able to do that, the last 5 games. Obviously, this game is one in which is projected to be a blowout. With that, we can project to be some sloppy play. I would expect, maybe Derek White falls into a block or falls into a steal. I think that adds up to him being decent. I love the fact that he's been able to do that 5 straight games. Not one that I'm, locking in, but at the same time, one that can help you out tonight. So number 8, that's going to be LUKA getting over 16.5 first half point. Okay, LUKA's been a scoring machine. We know that. Okay, and it's just a matter of, does he need to play in the fourth quarter? Is he going to get that fourth quarter rotation? That's kind of why I'm worried about, the full game with LUKA. But at the same time, 16.5 in the first half is pretty low. He's someone that obviously can get hot early, and he typically has been. He's been able to hit this 4 out of the last 5 games. So with that, does have a nice safe floor in there. Not a lock, but also one that I do like. And that's going to be the similar approach to the next one. All right, so I also like KLAY to be over 12.5 real life points. Okay, he's just shooting the ball so much right now with Andrew Wiggins on a minutes restriction, and that's part of the reason why I don't love this one. Andrew Wiggins is expected to be back, so it doesn't make it a lock. Okay, just how many minutes is Andrew Wiggins going to play? That's the question. But right now, KLAY is just shooting the ball a ton and doing extremely well. I do potentially worry about this game being a blowout with Orlando. Once again, that's kind of why I like attacking first half points, because if it's a blowout, at least players like KLAY would be the reason why it's a blowout. And he's been able to do that now 3 out of his last 4 games, which is obviously the stretch in which like Curry, Kuminga, and Wiggins have been out. So not a lock because Wiggins back, but it still should be a good one. And now the last one that I like still with the first half is going to be LeBron James over 16.5 points. Okay, we've been able to see him do that, 3 out of the last 5 games, which is good enough. This is a game in which is expected to be a very high scoring game going against the Kings, just the highest scoring game on the slate. Now, both teams do have the potential to be a blowout. We have seen the Lakers be a little bit more consistent as of recent, but he is someone that is going to be soaking up a lot of usage with 2 of their backup guards out. And obviously, he's already been soaking up a lot of usage. I do worry about really the full slate projection of him, and that's why I'm choosing to attack it more in the first half with LeBron James. Now, the first 6 through 10 picks were picks that I liked, I didn't love. Now, the next few are going to be ones that I love, and then the final 2 are going to be locks. So I love Derek White to go over 20 fantasy points. Once again, this is a game that is projected to be a blowout in favor of the Boston Celtics winning. With that, you would expect all their players to really go on and do well. Well, it seems like all their players, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, even Malcolm Brogdon, they have really high bumps in their projections with stuff like fantasy points. The only one that kind of got left behind was Derek White. So that's my way of attacking that game that looks like it's going to be a blowout. And if it's not, he's still going to get the minutes regardless. He is someone that's pretty much locked into those minutes. And as long as he's hitting a shot, he should be productive. This does not take much for him to get there. And I expect him to get there as well in an easier matchup. And it also wouldn't be shocking to see one of the guards sit for the Celtics, just given the fact that this game is expected to be a blowout. It could be a spot in which they choose to do that. So I really love the idea of Lord Marketing going over 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists. First of all, he's obviously been on a great tear. Okay, last 5 games, he's been able to do that in every single game except for one against the Kings, where he was 0.5 off. Okay, so that's obviously pretty good there. I also like the fact that against the Bulls earlier on this season, he went for 42 rebounds and assists. He has been someone that's been highly consistent. This is the second highest scoring game on the slate. So that's the second game that I really want to attack with the overs. I feel like I'm more comfortable betting the overs. That's why I'm betting the over for LAURI tonight. So my third favorite bet on tonight's slate is going to be Mike Conley, and it's going to be over the points, but I also think that he has a good chance to score 2 3-pointers. So if you want to go with that, obviously it doesn't take as much. It takes him making 2 shots, from the 3-point range, and he's shooting enough. But Mike Conley over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists, I like as well. There's a nice floor built in there. He's been able to do that 4 straight games now, and that's with his minutes all being back there. Remember, he was kind of banged up for a little bit. They limited his limits. Now he's back. He's good to go. And obviously we love this matchup with Chicago, and this is kind of a unique way to go about stacking this game. Okay, obviously with the NBA, a lot of games have been blowouts. Okay, that happened last night. This is a way to kind of have a little bit of a security blanket in there if this game blows out. And obviously you'd want to blow out in the favor of the Jazz. And if it does, this would be a decent approach to go about doing that. Now, the next two picks are going to be picks that I would say are locks. And I hate using the lock word because I don't want to encourage people to like break the bank. You know, these are my favorite bets though for tonight. So another first half bet that I really like is going to be Sabonis going over 10.5 points. But also at the same time, if you want to bake in a little bit of that security, I think we could go with the points, rebounds, and assists. I just like doing that because if they have a poor night shooting, then they can still get there with the rebounds and assists. We kind of saw that with John Collins last night, who saved us last night. Okay. The top two bets from last night, John Collins and Jalen Williams. I showed you guys that bet at the end of the video, which is why I'll do in this video as well. That ended up saving the night, you know, because those were the two that hit. Jalen Williams, you know, someone asked in the comment section, hey, who's your lock tonight? And I'm like, I don't like to use a lock word, but it's Jalen Williams. You know, I think Sabonis getting over this number. Obviously, he's been able to do that the last few games. Last time out against the Lakers, he got triple-double. Okay, he really dominated. So, you know, we don't have to worry about the blowout potential really as much, you know, with him not getting the final rotation, if that happens. So that's why I like going with the first half here. And he should be able to smash that. Obviously, he's been able to do that the last 5 games. And then my favorite prop bet on the night is going to be Kevon Looney. And I mean, in general, like his props seem to be all too low. Now, I would say projected points probably would be one that we're forcing. Maybe rebounds as well. But I still like that one. Okay. You guys know I like points, rebounds, and assists. That kind of helps with the floor, helps with the safety a little bit. Okay. With Kuminga out, with Wiseman out, and with Green out, JaMychal Green, like he is thrust into these minutes. Okay. We can see 28, 32, 26. Like he is getting another rotation here. And if he's going to continue to get another rotation, like I think he will, now Andrew Wiggins is back. Maybe that throws a wrench into it. And if he doesn't get there, I'm fully going to blame Andrew Wiggins, even if it's not his fault, guys. But this is the correct play on paper. We have seen it time in and time again now. Really, the last 3 games with all those injuries, they're really adding up to Looney just being a stellar play. Now, I like the points, rebounds, and assists, but there's so many different routes as to which you can go about doing it. Like fantasy score is one that I like as well. It doesn't really take that much more for him to get there. And obviously, he's really been smashing there. So that's a strong one. There's just different ways to attack it with Looney, and that's what I like. So these would be like the top 5 that I would bet if you want to. And then another one that, like, typically speaking, is going to hit more times than not would be Draymond Green under the points. And especially if Wiggins is back, you know, I wouldn't mind that. That would just be one you could toss in there. These would be the 5 that I bet today. And obviously you could place a bet, whatever you want, like 50 or whatever you want. You could do that. The 2 bets that I like the most, though, are going to be these 2. So these would be the 2 that I would load up on the most. And so, like yesterday, the safest approach is going to be with the 2 final bets, which to me are going to be Sabonis and Looney. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the coverage today. If you did, you know what to do. Give a like and subscribe. That helps me continue to be able to put out more content for you guys. All right, let's have a good slate. Let's not have as many sweats last night. I mean, that sweat with John Collins was crazy. Right at the end, pretty much, he got the final, I think it was rebound, to get the over 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Jalen Williams, I mean, killed it in the first half. So that wasn't, but oh man, there's a sweat there. All right, hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let's have a good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.